Hello there, Kyle Katarn here, and it is Wednesday, my dudes. Let's do the comics. First up, some comic news. Salvador Larroca is leaving Star Wars as the main artist to be replaced with Angel Unzueta after Star Wars issue 54. Unzueta has been the main artist of the Poe Dameron series, which is ending after issue 31, coming out later this month. A lot of people give Salvador Larroca a hard time about his lazy-ass tracing techniques, and yes, I'm one of them, but I think it's worth pointing out that his backgrounds and ships have been stellar from the beginning. He's a great artist by any respect, but the faces, enough's enough. He was getting lazy, and I'm glad to see someone else taking the reins. I'm excited to see what Angel Unzueta does to transform the art of the series moving forward. And now for the comics. First up, we've got Darth Vader number 20 by Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camuncoli. You may remember at the end of Darth Vader issue 19, the Inquisitors were sitting around drinking some space booze and just chatting, and I mentioned in my review that it was a very soft, humanizing moment for these otherwise pretty rigid and hard-edged characters. Well, apparently Vader noticed too, and he was not a fan. He strikes at one of them, but it's a trap to reveal a romance between two of his Inquisitors. You know that feeling when you've been recently dumped and you see a happy couple walking by hand in hand and you just get pissed? Well, that's Darth Vader all the time. I'm convinced that every little thing, even slightly romantic, just reminds him of Padme and sends him into a rage, and it just twists the knife that much more. The two Inquisitors find themselves on the run, plotting to kill Darth Vader and secure their freedom. Because, you know, plots to kill Darth Vader usually go great. Vader gets attacked by the two Inquisitors while he's in a speeder with some clones, and a chase ensues. Honestly, it's less of a chase and more of a demolition derby. They destroy so much stuff, like everywhere that they go. It's pretty intense. Vader downs a damaged speeder directly onto a couple having a picnic below, further driving home the notion that he just can't stand to see people happy. Damaged from the crash, he's confronted by the two Inquisitors, and it gives us another display of Vader's just sheer wellspring of force strength, stemming from his constant suffering. He rips the two lovers up into the air and simultaneously just makes them stab each other. Total badass Sith moment. Turns out the wanton destruction the fight caused really pissed off the Emperor, and he yells at Vader and tells him he's got to move the Inquisitors off-world. They can't be on Coruscant anymore. But the Emperor also has a gift for Vader. It's a reward for killing Eth Koth, a certain J-32 type Nubian cruiser, once belonged to his love Padme. Then something really interesting happens. The Emperor orders Vader to go to Alderaan and straighten out Bail Organa, and for possibly the first time, Vader refuses. He says he wants his own planet. Now, if Vader had gone on that mission, he would almost certainly have been in the presence of his daughter, who was about a toddler at this time, and he would have felt the connection through the Force, and the whole thing would have been over. The Emperor doesn't press the issue, and they talk about what planet he wants. The issue ends with Vader choosing Mustafar, the source of his pain, the place where Padme, and arguably Anakin, died. This was actually a bit surprising to me. Ever since in Rogue One we learned that Vader's castle was on Mustafar, and that he lived there, I assumed it was a sadistic command on behalf of the Emperor, forcing him to stay there, sort of to make him stay angry, stay Sith powerful, you know? But it turns out he lives there by choice, which just makes Darth Vader that much more of a badass Sith, in my opinion. I really like that choice. Overall, I'm really enjoying Fortress Vader so far, and I can't wait to see what the story gives me next. I'm expecting a pretty badass meditation sequence from Giuseppe Camuncoli once Vader arrives on Mustafar. Don't let me down, buddy. Next up, we have Dr. Aphra number 23 by Simon Spurrier and Kev Walker. And right out of the gate, on the first page, I'm fucking pissed. Trip and BT just murdered Figrin Dan and the Modulos. Just like that? Oh, hell no. You want to kill Han Solo? Alright. You want to kill off Luke Skywalker in some weird-ass way? Fine. But don't mess with my Cantina band. Kev Walker, you and I got beef now. Trip overhears Aphra talking to Tam Posla, the galaxy's unluckiest bounty hunter. And she uses her fellow inmate Dr. Evazan as a bargaining chip to try and get Posla to come and rescue them all off of the doomed prison ship. With the guards and prison staff abandoning ship, a massive riot breaks out as all the inmates are scrambling to figure out any way they can to escape to safety. And the weird sentient telekinetic space fungus that manifests as a ghost is just laying the smackdown on everything within its reach. Tolvin makes it clear that things aren't exactly kosher between her and Aphra, but they don't have time to hash it out because the prison is about to crash into a populated planet. Sana Starros also gives Aphra a hard time, but with a note of understanding, which in my opinion really shows the difference the passage of time can make. It happened a long time ago, and while Sana Starros has clearly stayed angry, like she said herself, she's changed. In an attempt to get the ship back under control, Aphra messes with the gravity settings, which sends the Jedi fighter the fungus is attached to hurling back up to the cockpit area where all the characters are. The fungus tries to possess them all, but decides that they're all terrible people and doesn't want them as hosts. I thought the plot twist that Aphra was just manipulating everybody to get her hands on that lightsaber artifact was pretty hilarious and a classic Aphra move. I'm glad Sana Starros was able to figure it out and pull her away. The issue ends with some exquisite shots of the Executor, Vader's personal flagship, as we listen to Tolvin playing with fire as she tells Lord Vader about Luke Skywalker, and what she believes is a rebel plot to install him as the new Emperor. which I thought was such a typical Imperial mindset. They're taking the bits and pieces of information that they know and then filling in the blanks with what they would do. The classic Imperial. Overall, I really enjoyed this issue. Kev Walker's artwork continues to be excellent, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. That's it for the comics, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the channel for more content, reactions, and reviews. Leave me a comment if you have a question or something to say, and as always, may the Force be with you.